What's happening, Organigram traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today is Tuesday, February 6th. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to dive into the Organigram chart. We're going to take a look at the stock absolutely exploding over the last couple of days and has been a massive laggard play, which I've mentioned on the channel in a few of my videos a few times now. And this was, I'll go over some of the reasoning, but this was pretty easy to spot that this was more than likely going to be one of the bigger laggard plays in the space. And congrats to the bulls who recently added Organigram over the last couple of months, because we've seen tons of upside. Like I said, kind of catching up the rest of its peers, and we're looking for a monthly uptrend to confirm, but we're going to take a look at the technicals. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on what to expect in terms of the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead, and the reason behind the surge. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Never, ever, ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or anything that I write. Also, you can give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter, for the most up-to-date and real-time information that I can push out to the community. It's the best way for me to get real-time updates out to each and every one of you. And the handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So if you recall, Organigram completed their first shipment to Germany, extending its international reach, and that was on January 31st of this year. So that is massive news. And then we know that Germany could potentially be coming online with regards to adult use as soon as April 1st. So that's going to be massive. We also had the news with regards to BAT, British American Tobacco, and the creation of Jupiter Strategic Investment Pool, and that was an investment of 124.6 million Canadian. And if we scroll down here, this was another big clue that Organigram was more than likely going to be a laggard play across the LPs, the licensed producers here in Canada, as a lot of names had already started their monthly bounce, had already started to form their monthly higher lows, and were very close to seeing higher highs, which constitutes an uptrend, right? Higher low followed by a higher high, and then we barely even started the monthly bounce for Organigram. So that's why I thought it was going to be one of the more laggard plays. And this was also another big clue as well, right? And I've said multiple times now that Organigram is probably going to be, in the top 10 companies globally, maybe even the top 5. I would say top 10, probably 80 to 90% chance in the top 10, and then, maybe 56% chance in the top 5. But this was another huge clue as well. So the British American Tobacco price, that deal price, was at $3.22 per share Canadian for gross proceeds of 124.6 million across 3 tranches. So if it was at $3.22 Canadian, and this was back on November 6th, so let's go to the chart here on November 6th and see where we were at. So on November 6th, we were trading at, apologies, should have had this up here, but I just thought of it here now. So yeah, on this news, we had a pretty big price appreciation move there, but it went up to 217 that day on November 6th. And here we are up over the last 2 days, we're up over 25% here. But if we go, like I said, back to November 6th, we hit a high of 217, and then we came back down to test, it was 154 Canadian. This is on the TSX, Toronto Stock Exchange. But you could have even, a few days later, you could have scooped this up for $1.54, and the deal price was at $3.22 Canadian, right? So what do you think? British American Tobacco is going to invest 124.6 million and just think it's going to go to zero? Again, it's not, there's no guarantees, but I mean, that was pretty much close to 100% guarantee that this was going to be a monster laggard play and opportunity. I mean, even from the high there at 217 to 322, you're looking at what, 50% of upside. And then if you're able to scoop it up on that consolidation period, I've been adding it over the last couple of years. I've been dollar cost averaging, but I recently added Organigram to my TFSA tax-free savings account last month, and maxed out my TFSA contribution room of $7,000 for 2024. It just means that it grows tax-free in that account. So even if you got it there at like 150 psychological, we hit 154. We came down, hit 161 as well. So nice double bottom there, pretty much by a few pennies. But if you scoop this thing at 154 and it goes to the deal price of 322, that would be upside potential of around 109%, 110%, right? So that was, again, in and of itself, huge reason to potentially scoop up an investment and think that it was going to act as a laggard play, even if it was just a swing trade, not necessarily an investment. But I'm not looking to swing this thing. I'm holding it long term, and I'm not planning on selling anytime soon at all. not even the slightest bit. And then there was also an article here today, Canada's MJ Law review on schedule for spring release. I just posted a video on that as well. Gave my thoughts and opinions on that, but that's going to be huge, right? These Canadian LPs are going to benefit from a DEA headline of Schedule 3 recommendation. If that gets approved, then these LPs are going to soar, right? And then if we get safer banking or Florida on the ballot and enacted in 2025 and Pennsylvania, that's going to only be to drive more inflow into these LPs because they're listed on US major exchanges. And then Germany coming online, which we know Organigram sent its first shipment. We have the MJ Act for renewal here in Canada as well. So there's tons to look forward to and tons of catalysts all lining up simultaneously. And there's lots to, there's the MSOs get a lot of love right now, and we're kind of seeing the media and most investors kind of forget about LPs, but don't forget about them because, like I said, there's going to be some hidden gems like Organigram, your Tilrays, your High Tides. I think SNDL will be a big beneficiary as well. Maybe Cron. You got Canopy as well, which has their Kincardine facility and EU GMP certified facility, which should help them as well with regards to the German market. But Organigram, very, very bullish on them long term. And if we just zoom out to the monthly time frame here, the reason why I was so confident in seeing a massive move on OGI and acting as a laggard is you can see here we had these 2 monthly inside bars that broke bullish. I said if you entered on a monthly inside bar breaking bullish here on 2 monthly inside bars in a row, this could be a nice swing trade. And I said if you entered on a break of 196 there, even if you just entered on that monthly inside bar breaking bull, you'd be up almost 45%. And then if you entered on that, like I said, daily consolidation to around $1.54 after that bat news and consolidation, another great entry there as well with, price sitting at $1.54 and the deal price at $3.22, right? Huge discrepancy there. But in terms of the monthly time frame, the reason why I was so confident in saying it was more than likely going to act as a laggard is because we were breaking those monthly inside bars bullish and we hadn't started the monthly bounce yet. So we were still in a monthly downtrend while a lot of other names like leaders in the space like Tilray had already started its monthly bounce for a couple of months in a row. And then we have our higher low forming and then started the monthly bounce very close to seeing a higher high. So if we would have broke 340 here in the last couple of months on these monthly bounces, we would have had our low, high, higher low, and higher high. Organigram's here. It didn't even form the higher low or start the monthly bounce after that. So it was a great laggard opportunity. And as you can see, we had our low, high. Now we have tons of room to form a monthly higher low when we do top out and then change the monthly trend. And we were also monthly oversold. So all the reason in the world that we could have potentially looked to buy. And then in terms of the weekly time frame, I've been saying for a while now that we need to see weekly EMA 12-26 bull crosses. We need to see monthly uptrends confirm and golden crosses. And usually I look for the weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross to happen first. I mentioned this on one of my videos, I think it was yesterday. And sure enough, this is exactly what's happening. We're seeing the golden cross very close to playing out now. So it's usually the weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross that has already played out, right? And now we're seeing the golden cross with the 50-day moving average below the 200-day coming up through it and crossing. That's what we refer to as a golden cross. And then if we can get that golden cross out of the way, then that'll be 2 of the major metrics that I'm looking for, right? And then monthly uptrends. So we still have a lot of work to do. We have multiple months worth of work to do because we still have to top out, then come down, lose the low of the previous monthly candle, get a monthly higher low, and then start the monthly bounce and get a higher high. So I'd say we're at least 2 or 3 months out, which again puts us around that April timeline where I think we're going to get pretty nutty. So again, that was another reason why I was looking at this to act as a potential laggard play. And then playing off $1 psychological Canadian was another solid entry there, right? We hit 97 cents. If you're just playing off $1 psychological, do you really think Organigram was going to just go away and cease to exist? And then the 124.6 million investment from BAT was another just vote of confidence that this company wasn't going anywhere, right? And big tobacco, big alcohol, big pharma, the most to lose, the incumbents, and big alcohol getting behind this space in a big way. So if you entered there off of the low, you would now be up over 117%. So this was a monster laggard play, and it still could have some gas in the tank. If we take a look at Tilray, though, Tilray did top out just above its monthly EMA 12. So if OGI, if we can look at something similar, it is topping out just above its monthly EMA 12 as well. So if it does something similar to Tilray, we could potentially be topping out here, form a monthly higher low. So my point in saying this is if you are still looking for entries on OGI, maybe you want to wait for a monthly higher low and that potential trend change. If you're very conservative and patient, you're going to wait for a monthly trend change. You're going to wait for the higher low and then the higher high and enter on a break of that higher high in a monthly uptrend confirming. If you're a little bit less conservative, but you want to be patient, but you're a little bit less conservative, you might add on a monthly higher low. If you were like me, you were super, super aggressive and you're like, okay, well, this thing's down, monthly oversold, right down around $1. I'll scoop this thing up all day long, right? Back the truck up. And then sure enough, we had a monster move. But again, just be aware that we could pull back from here. We could easily pull back, 20, 30% just looking for a monthly higher low. So might be a decent entry there on a monthly higher low. You could also enter on a daily higher low, start to scale in on daily oversold territory. Potentially, you could wait for a weekly higher low. There was just a weekly higher low a couple of weeks ago there at the low at 155. So that was a nice entry there as we were still in a weekly uptrend with our low, high, higher low, and higher high. And then weekly higher low was just the most likely scenario there. So for those that didn't get to enter on that weekly consolidation a couple of weeks ago, maybe you want to be a little bit patient and wait for a monthly higher low. Or if you're very conservative and patient, you want to wait for a monthly uptrend to confirm, but keep in mind that if the monthly uptrend confirms, that means we're probably going to end up a lot higher than we are currently. And looking real good here on the weekly time frame, the stochastic and the MACD going parabolic, well above the 10-week moving average. We got above our 50 weekly there, so we have some runway until 299 at the 100 weekly. This is on the NASDAQ, so it's in US dollars. And then a lot of names, like I said, are trending back to their 100 weekly. Tilray got very close there on the HHS hype. And then if OGI were to do something similar, that would put us around 299. And then look at MSOS. ETF got above its 100 weekly. Take a look at Curaleaf, got almost close to its 200 day. Take a look at GTBIF. It got very close to its 200 weekly. So if OGI were to get close to its 200 weekly, that'd put us around $5.56 USD. And then, like I said, that golden cross playing out really any day, any week now. So this is looking great. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses, which we got. Now we are going to look for the daily golden cross, and then we're going to look for the monthly uptrend to confirm. But we're still multiple months away before that happens. So going to it there, let me know what you think of this this video. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate it if you could like it. If you think I earned it today, share the video with your network. Love each and every one of you supporting me along the way. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we shall see you again on the next video.